Welcome back to Sunday, everybody. My name is Mark. Taking a look at the 12th Sunday in Ordinary Time, hence the green, Ordinary Time. Let's jump into it. Details matter. Details matter. If you're a teenager and your parents ask you, what time did you come home? Better be precise, because details matter. Spoken like the parent of a teenager. When you're at work and boss asks you, did you get your job done on time? Details matter. When it comes down to your finals or a big exam and you're taking a test and it's multiple choice question, details matter, right? Little things can become big things. Now, sometimes we think that God is so big and our lives are so small, or maybe so insignificant, God, because there's billions of people on the planet. We sometimes might think that God's not paying attention, or that God's too busy for us, or that it doesn't really matter. Or sometimes we think that because God's not paying attention, that we can do whatever we want. We can sin, we can maybe not act virtuous, not choose the right path because he's not really paying attention. It's not so much that we want to pray the Our Father, it's like we want to pray the Our Grandfather. We're hoping that God's a little bit senile, a little bit hard of hearing, a little bit blind, and not really paying attention to stuff. This week's readings remind us that God does pay attention. He sees all, he knows all, and details, they really, really matter. In this first reading, we're going to hear about how God probes the mind and the heart, that God knows our thoughts, he knows our mind, he knows how we act even before we act, and that God is our champion, all right? But he wants for the just to live well. He wants the just to be, uplifted, those who are living the right way, but he's paying attention to those who are not living the right way. Why does that matter? Well, it should be encouraging to us, number one, to live the right way, because God sees. But number two, it should also remind us that even if you're choosing the right thing and others aren't, and you might feel like you're finishing last, like good guys finish last, good girls finish last. The truth is, you don't, because God's paying attention. And in the end, God is the just judge. He's the one who's going to look at everything and everyone, and he's going to have the final word, make the final decision. So it really, really is a good idea for us to live the right way. That's number one. You see the same thing played out in the Gospels, right? In the Gospels, he says, even every single hair on your head is counted. What is St. Matthew, the Holy Spirit, trying to get across to us through St. Matthew and through Jesus? Is that God knows everything about you. The same way that he probes your mind and your heart, and he reminds us of that in the first reading, we're reminded that he knows all the way down to how many hairs are on your head. He knows everything about you. He knows your intentions. He knows your beliefs. He knows your sin. He knows my sin. He knows it all. He sees it all. And this is why you and I have to pay attention to the details in our life. When you have the opportunity to tell the truth or to lie, when you have an opportunity to share the whole truth or maybe leave some parts out, sort of a sin of omission. When you have the opportunity to do what's right, the virtuous thing, which might be the really hard thing, oftentimes it is, or doing the easy thing. When you have the opportunity to sin or not to sin, when no one's paying attention, no one's watching, God's still watching. And these seemingly little details in our lives, they really, really matter. Because God is not just the judge, God is our Father, not our grandfather, our Father. And our Father wants the best for his sons and his daughters. He wants the best for his children. And that's why every single day when you and I wake, we have the opportunity to choose the right or to choose the wrong, to do what's right or to do what's wrong, to live for God or to live for self or to live for the world. Those details, the smallest, seemingly insignificant details, on the random Monday morning, the random Wednesday afternoon, the random Friday night, they all matter. It's not just about who we are on Sundays when we're standing before the Lord, kneeling before the Lord. It's who we are the other 167 hours a week. And all those little choices matter because God knows where they come from. He probes our heart. He's the one that knows us better than we know ourselves. He's the God we serve in small ways, not just big ones. Pay attention to the details.